have the desire to be more? Then More Apparel is the apparel company for you. We believe that more comfort, more quality, and more passion will inspire you to do more for yourself, for your family, and most importantly, your community. Visit our website at www.morapparelus.com to get active today. And remember, it's MOR. Leave off the E for excuses.
Welcome to the Blast Podcast, created and hosted by your friendly neighborhood media personality, me, DSP. I am the voice of Rockland County, New York's art culture, and this platform is the epicenter of said culture. I sit down with many artists, producers, entrepreneurs, among other creatives, and get them to open up to our listeners so they get to know them better. If I'm not doing that, I'm covering current events and reacting to them. Once again, welcome to your new favorite podcast, the Blast Podcast.
Last Life Gaming Network is an over-the-top platform catering to the gamer, with hours of content at your disposal upon launch date. The LLGN will provide you with top-notch entertainment in the gaming world, with original shows such as Collections, Co-op Interview, and GUI Gaming Under the Influence, as well as highlights of Twitch and Mixer live streams. The network will have you chomping at the bits for content. Add on a live stream schedule and streams that will be interactive. There will be countless reasons for you, the viewer, to be invested in.
Welcome, people. How y'all doing? It is me, Brother DSP, your friendly neighborhood media personality, and I have a guest here today. Wait, it's wrong way.
Hey.
There she goes. I know it's rude to point. I'm not supposed to point, but I'm really happy to have this person as a guest. Miss Coach Jamisha Parker. How are you today on this rainy Sunday?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming back. This is your second visit. The first visit we didn't get documented, so I was like, you know what? Got to bring her back on so she could tell the full story and there'll be actual footage of it. So welcome back. Thank you for coming back. You at work right now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You multitasking.
Gotta do what I gotta do, man.
I see that. We going to get into that, though. But I had to give them some of your credentials. Like first female coach of VOH basketball, of the Underdogs Top Dogs, right? You also coach with High Optic, coach the girls there. Also, you played a little basketball yourself.
A lot of basketball.
A lot of My bad. And you did your thing with softball as well.
I was better in softball than I was basketball. A lot of people don't know that.
That's a big statement.
It is. It's true. I mean, if anybody that personally knows me, they know I was hands down a natural athlete in softball, but I just love basketball.
I feel you. Yo, I did not know that. I thought your natural talent was hoops because you got the mind and all that.
I had to work for that. I worked very hard at basketball, actually. But like my dad is Big Daddy, which a lot of people know from the restaurant. he was like a natural athlete in itself. So softball, I like literally like how people breathe basketball. When I was younger, I was at every softball game with my dad. So it's kind of like naturally I was born to do that. But I played in the Little League World Series. I've been to nationals a plethora of times. I've got national titles for softball. Like I was way more of a collegiate player in softball. And that, again, that was something that came naturally. Like I didn't really have to work too hard for that. Obviously, you know, it's not so much skill that is required in softball. Besides more like hand-eye coordination, which is again something that's natural.
Yeah.
But basketball, oh, I had to put that blood, sweat, and tears in. Like that was something that, you know, my cousin Joe Lindsay, I watched him growing up. So it was like, okay, this is what you got to do. And then he was like, yeah, but you got to practice. Like, you know, it doesn't just, it's not something. I mean, again, some people are naturally born just gifted. I had the athletic part of playing basketball, but again, learning the IQ, getting the hands together, putting it all together, that took some time. So,
oh yeah.
But
huge shout out to Joe the General and Hood AI. Those are your relatives, yes?
Today's Joe's birthday. Big shout out to Joe.
Big shout out to Joe Lindsay. I thought I saw that today. 36.
Yeah.
Big 36. Yep. Huge shout out to Joe Lindsay.
But
that's right. But let's get into it. The basketball and softball career. Which one you want to get into first?
I mean, you can start with softball. It's less juicy.
Okay. Okay. I like the way you think. Softball. You said you had records, awards, series, all that. So get into that. You got time today. You're not going to be rushed. So get into all the details.
All right. So I started playing softball maybe when I started late, actually. I started probably like 12, 13. I never played any rec league, never did like, you know, some of these other towns are fortunate enough to have like, you know, Little League softball. East Ramapo never had that for the women. We never had, you know, any of that. So I went straight into AAU softball.
Okay.
The era of people that I come from, softball was big, you know, when I was coming up for girls, at least. It was a good time for Rockland County, rather. So my dad started me off with this organization called Rockland Thunder.
Okay.
I was the only Black girl on the team. So breaking barriers there. I was probably like the first Black girl to ever play for that organization.
Okay.
I came, I tried out, and they were like, what? Like, you're incredible. You're on the team. So I'm like, what? Like, you know, we were going in there. These girls got double aluminum bats, and I'm walking in there with a Modell's bat because my dad is just like, listen, this is what you got. You're going to make the best of it, and you're going to be great. So I went in and I was stupid, man. Like like softball there's a lot more to it than a lot of people think, you know, learning the signs and all this stuff. And, you know, you put that all together, you're like, whoa. So, again, I naturally was, you know, amazing. My dad tried me out as shortstop. I was like, listen, that's not going to work. The ball's coming too fast. I'm light skinned. I'm getting beat up. I'm leaving with bruises. I'm like, nah, that's not going to work. So we moved me out to the outfield. And I was a beast, man. I mean, nothing's touching the ground. Nothing. Like I have so much footage. Like, you know, anything I tell you today is like all factuals. Like it's backed up information.
You got to get us some of that footage then.
I sure will. We're working on that. I mean, I have so much, but we're working on getting it over from the 8mm of VHS into the CDs. So it's gonna, you know, it's gonna cost some money, but it's got to get done. But yeah, so I started playing, we started traveling, you know, and I mean, again, I was stupid for like the first 2 years. So it was just, yo, Jamisha, get on base. We just need you to get on base because we know you're going to score because you're the fastest thing we ever seen in our lives. So I was getting on base, I'm making noise. So then I played maybe like 2 years with this organization. I had a pretty crappy run-in with one of the coaches. And then I ended up going to play with one of my dad's friends for an organization called the Hurricanes. Which is where I had my most success. They're actually still around right now. So if you know any young women that want to play softball, point them in my direction, please.
Gotcha.
But I played for the Hurricanes. I mean, our first year we went to nationals, and literally like my softball career just kind of like took off after that. So I was playing in, you know, travel ball. Then I got into Pomona. We all know that's Pomona. Yeah. So I started going to Pomona. The team was terrible. We had no pitcher. We had no catcher. We had no shortstop, first base, second base, nothing. My dad was like, listen, this is a terrible experience. You're not about to go through this. So this is what we're going to do.
Shout out to your dad.
Yeah, he's back here somewhere walking around.
Word.
Oh, where you at? Right there. Dad, say what's up. Just wave. It's alive. Just wave. All right. So yeah, so basically my dad was like, listen, you're not about to go through this. You know, I'm gonna step in, I'm gonna help coach. You're gonna be the pitcher, you're gonna be the best pitcher ever because I'm the best pitcher ever, and whatever. So we started running with the whole pitching thing. I hated it. It was so bad. I mean, I had to do it because my team needed me to, but I was like, well, like if I could be in the outfield, please put me there. Like that's just something, it's just easy. I just have to run and catch. Like so my dad was like, no, that's too easy. So I became the pitcher. I went through a couple of gruesome injuries, man. I caught a shin, a ball to the shin one time, almost fractured my shin. I caught a ball to the chest. I was like, yo, I'm good off this pitching wave. And my dad was like, no, you know, you're gonna keep it up. So we were in Pomona. We were doing all right. We still sucked, but we did a lot better than the recent years that the community had known of. So then in Pomona, I was playing basketball and softball.
Okay.
So now that's just, you know, the softball part of it. Like I said, I went to nationals a bunch of times. My pins, I have my pins somewhere here. I'll find them before the show is over. But I got tons of pins. When you go to nationals, you know, you trade with different states.
Yep.
You know, I met this girl from Denver or here or there. So I've got like 60 something pins. I met girls from all 50 states.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was a great experience. So then I went into high school, played. Went into North Rockland, played. I'll get more into that when we talk basketball because that kind of. But yeah, I went to North Rockland and played, and then after North Rockland, I got selected to go play in the Little League World Series, which is what you see on ESPN.
Yep.
So 2010, I played in the Little League World Series with my girls. Shout out to them because those are the homies. And yeah, after that, I had got a scholarship to school for softball, but I was like, yo, I'm good. Like, I don't want to continue doing this. Like, I was done with like the terrible tan lines and just like getting hit with pitches. And I was like, yo, I'm good. Like, I don't, you know, like that's just, I'm good. Let's just, you know, stick to something more physical that I could just, you know. Yeah, so that's pretty, and then I just started playing in like little rec leagues and stuff like in Orangeburg with my mom. My mom plays too. My mom's a beast, actually.
Oh wow. It's a family ordeal.
Oh yeah, nah. My aunt played. Joe's mom, they all played with my mom. Like everybody does this. This is like for real. Yeah. So you know, gotta love it. But softball is just like, yeah. It gets a hard from me.
But how was the experience playing at that Little League World Series though? That must have been dope.
Yo, that experience was like no other. I mean, if I can put my kid there and just like by paying for her to be there, like if she could just suck and be there, I'd be like, yo, at least you win, you know? It was magical, bro. Like, I mean, I've never seen so many different like forms of softball played and like, you know, just different techniques because you got like girls from Hawaii and girls from Japan and you know, they're doing all types of wicked stuff. And you're like, yo, like it's crazy how in another country it's so normal to them to be different than, you know, what we do. You know, where we're used to just generic catching, where you're just catching right here, you're moving your glove. The Japanese people, they don't do that. They move their body, like, you know, so it's a whole different style of play. And when you get to see all of that, you're like, wow, like, this is crazy. This is why we lost. We lost against a team that was, they were switch hitters. Every person was a switch hitter. They can hit from the right and left side. So it's like, how do you beat that? You know what I'm saying? You go against certain girls who's throwing like 90 miles per hour. They throw harder than my dad, and they look like a French fry. It just, you know, it's just like physics is so important in this, you know, a sport like softball because you will be impressed by some of the things you see. You can see a tall girl who's super slow, but she doesn't drop anything in the outfield. It just doesn't make sense. But physically it will, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
And then you got to remember when you're there as well, you are with the top of the top of the top of the top.
Best of the best.
So, yeah, you don't really run into too many teams that suck or, you know, have a weak link. I mean, you know, you have a lineup of 1 through 9. Everybody on that 1 through 9 is, I mean, top dog in their high school, or you know what I'm saying? So you out there with a like magical moments. You just you never know what you're gonna see. You know, you never know what you're gonna get. And it's very tough competition. So at a young age, you know, you're forced to just buckle down and really like focus. And you got to remember, like, you're at a young age. So I'm thinking like, yo, I need this game to hurry up because when I get out of here, I gotta go call my man. But you're not capturing the moment and saying, wow, and like 10 years from now, I'm going to miss this moment. And I need to be focusing on how I struck out twice today and dropped that ball at first base, or, whatever your scenario was at the time. So it's definitely a magical moment. And if I could go back, I definitely would. But I think we all can say that about a million moments, right?
Yeah, at least you got to experience it though, because not too many people experience that. So for you to go and play with the best of the best in the sport that you didn't even really care for like that says a lot.
I hated it. You see, I'm whispering, right? Because my dad is right there. He'll have I hated it.
Yeah, you're entitled, but now let's get to your love now. Basketball.
Yeah.
That's your baby right there.
That's my life.
Right?
Ball is life.
So you were saying that you got into it because of Joe Lindsey, the general.
Yeah. You could give that credit to Joe. You could, because growing up, we had St. Joe CYO.
Yep.
Before there was that, Joe played in Sean Coleman in the park.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, and my mom, she actually used to coach down there. My mom coached a lot of these guys. They know my mom, Miss Parker.
Oh, okay. Shout out to your
mom. Yeah, she caught chips down in the park with Sean Coleman. So my mom is actually a little legend herself. Yeah. So Joe was like playing on the park and all that. I used to come. I got pictures in my stroller. I'm at the court with my mom. This is before my dad was like even like into basketball. He was just like chefing it up somewhere, because this is actually his second restaurant. So he was chefing it up somewhere, and I was in the park with my mom and in the stroller watching. I knew nothing, obviously. So as I got older, Joe, he played CYO for St. Joe's, and then Kieran, which is his younger brother, he started playing CYO. And all right, here's the thing. At first, I was going to the games of all the boys was cute.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to be like, yo, Dad, we out to Kieran's game. I did not care about basketball. We out to Kieran's game, whatever. So, I used to go watch Kieran. And then we got a hoop. Because my dad's like, you keep asking to go to the games. Like, let's get a hoop. Let's start working on it. So I was probably like 7 or 8, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
Got our hoop in the yard. I'm chucking. Whoop, whoop. So now Kieran comes outside and he's like, you're trash. You can't beat me. Okay, here we go. Yes, I can, cousin. I can't dribble yet. I can't do nothing yet, but I'm still trying to play Kieran in basketball. So now my dad's like, okay, wait a minute. We got something going on here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put some serious work in. So my dad, I think he still has it, yo. This man knew nothing about basketball. We used to stop at like garage sales and stuff. And my dad, I think he found the book one day that was like basketball 1-on-1. Life changer. Life changer.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad went in the house. He's like, yo, come in the room. 50 push-ups right now. 20 push-ups. Like now we're getting the ball rolling where I'm just working out. Now I'm just building my body frame to get ready for what I'm about to step into. So my dad starts preparing me for basketball. So now CYO comes. We had tryouts, and went in the tryouts. Easy stuff. CYO, everybody makes a team CYO anyway, so you don't really care about that. Our team was nice though. We was 4th grade, the nicest 4th graders that girls had ever seen. Tika and them were actually the year before us, so they like when they were in 4th grade, we weren't there obviously, but Tika and them, they like all of our girls teams was nice, put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So St. Joe's good, whatever. Now we come to summer, it's time for AAU.
Mm-hmm.
So now, this is when I tried out for the Rampo Tigers. I'll never forget, man. I walked in the gym, everybody's all decked out with this Jordan stuff. I'm only a year into the basketball game, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and listen, my parents didn't have it like some of these other people did. So I'm just in regular, again, Modell stuff, just generic shorts and a shirt.
Yep.
So I walk in the gym, I got Modell Jordans on, like I'm in the gym.
Yep.
So I'm looking around and my dad's like, cut it out. Don't worry about none of it. You got this. You got this. He's always my biggest fan. He's like, yeah, you got this. You got this. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. Walk on the court. Yo, I was a beast. I was so well put together. Like, I was a machine, bro. Like from the moment I stepped on the court, my dad had me so physically conditioned to like play this sport. At that point, it was just about, okay, forget about, physically what she can do. Now we just got to get her IQ together.
Mm-hmm.
So my first year of travel ball, I played, I rode the bench a couple of games, seniority issues. I'm like, all right, whatever. Me, I was always the type of person, I channel that. I want to go practice because you're not going to put me on the bench. Like, that's not going to work for me. That's just never been a life for me. Mm-hmm. So, I go home. I hated practicing with my dad. It was hard. What parent doesn't push their kid to be
exactly
the best?
Yep.
So I was getting major pain workouts, running hills with my little brother on my back. I mean, rain through the snow. This is true. Like my friends, some of them would tell you they used to feel bad for me, the workouts my pops used to put me through. I mean, we used to be at my house. He'd be like, "Yo, hit the third pole." The third pole was like a half a mile away from my crib, but you got 10 seconds. Get down there and back. Let's go. However many times, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, when I tell you I was so well conditioned, like I could run with the best of them all day. And I mean, my dad had me doing pull-ups. I used to lay off the bed. I had a weighted ball. I used to have to do neck drills like this with the ball. Like, I mean, my neck used to be like, it was crazy. I looked nasty.
Yeah. But you were ready though.
I was ready, man. So I did like maybe like 1 or 2 years with Rampool Tigers, you know, to see how, you know, was. And then we realized over the next 2 years how much my game had developed so much more and how much stronger I got. So now we're like, you know, we actually just had VOH Day the other day, and we gave, you know, credits to Coach Brown.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that was my dad's best friend. So
really, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I actually have his daughter Ashley Brown. That's my best friend.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy.
Yeah. So my dad and Coach Brown were best friends, and they became best friends through CYO. So now here's Ashley and I. I'm a point guard. She's a shooting guard. There's a connection right there. That's my baby. That's my heart. That's my best friend to this day. And we're talking about from 4th grade. Best friends right now. So Coach Brown was like, "Yo, listen, our daughters is too good to be where they at. Let's go down to the city. I know a couple of people. We'll pull some strings. Boom. Next thing you know, we're playing for Abyssinian. We played for this guy named Chaz. I forget Chaz's last name, but we played for this guy named Chaz and Don. Me and Ashley go out there the first year. Who's playing? Ashley's playing. I'm on the bench. I'm chilling because we had like 3 guards in front of me. When you go down to the city, it's a different ball game, obviously. I mean, well, not anymore. But back then, it was, yes. Yeah, it was a different ball game. So, you know, I had 3 guards in front of me who was great guards. I mean, great. There was no disrespect to me. They were just great guards. Had to wait my turn. So now the next year comes, I put on. It's too late. My dad's like, "Listen, we're going to another program. Coach Brown got a call. Listen, they want our girls in Dykeman. Now we go play for Dykeman."
Okay.
Now we play for Dykeman. We playing in baby with Sean Couch and Coach Couch. A lot of people know them. I used to train with Lance Stevenson. Me and Ashley used to when Lance played with Dykeman, we were on the girls team actually.
Okay.
So we used to train with him all the time in Manhattanville, and that was all because of Coach Brown.
Wow.
So and then ironically, Joe, my cousin, had played with Coach Couch too. So Joe kind of plugged us in. Like it was a team effort.
That's what's up.
We got plugged in, we got put on, and this is all before I even get into high school. I'm in 7th or 8th grade playing in Dykeman in the city. So we're playing in the Rose Classics. I played against Epiphany Prince, Tina Charles, Essence Carson. I played against all of them. Like they were all in our bracket. Yeah.
Those are some names. A lot of people probably don't know those names, but I know the names, and I'm like, what?
Better yet, when I played in the Rose Classics one day, Epiphany Prince almost made me break my ankle because I went up for a layup and she hit me with the hoop, and I kind of like, a little scared.
Yeah, she's tough.
Came down, I came down, tweaked my ankle. I almost broke it. I was in a walking cast for like 6 months. I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah.
So again, I played against some pretty serious competition. So now we're still in middle school. 7th to 8th grade, high school coach is coming down. He wants me to play on varsity. So at the time, I was dating Tavon Sledge, and Kwame called my dad and was like, no, do not let her play up, because now when she gets in 11th and 12th grade, she can't play because her time is up. So my dad's like, all right, cool, we're gonna leave her down. We're gonna leave her back. Cool. So now I do my 7th and 8th grade year. We win championships both years at Pomona. I got banners at Pomona right now. Me, Tika. Who else was on that team? It was a couple of us on that team, but we got a banner in Pomona right now. That's why everybody's always trying to put me and Tika against each other, and that's my sis. There's no bad blood. That's my baby. That's my heart. We got banners together and against each other. It's like whatever.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so we did whatever we had to do in Pomona. Now we get into high school. So of course, again, here comes that young baby fear of where I'm like, I'm a freshman. I'm about to try for varsity. I just knew I was going to JV. But God, the team sucked so bad that it just took 2 seconds to realize you was on the team. Like, I mean, they needed help. They needed me. They needed me. So 9th grade, I make the team. Me and Alicia, we were the 2 freshmen that came into the program. They did this huge write-up in the paper on us. If you Google me, it'll pop up. But it was like 2 freshmen. We took the lead. We was on the front page of the sports section, all that. So I think dad, what did I score my first freshman game? 19, right? And my first freshman game in high school, I scored 19 on Yonkers, right? Yeah. So first freshman game, I scored 19. I had on the silver Tracy McGrady sneakers.
Oh, I remember those.
I was going to work. Do you hear me? Work, cooking. So I'm like, all right, this is easy. Now, when we went across the bridge and played these girls, I mean, it was always easy. You know what I mean? I just don't know I don't think they had feeder programs over there either. They're kind of in the same situation East Ramapo was in. Like, everybody was learning a little late. So we were just a little bit more ahead of them because we had CYO. So we went over there. We clapping these girls. 40-point games. Easy. Now we come into our division against Clarkstown and Suffern and North Rockland, and it's like 6 foot. Why is this girl 6 foot? Why is she 5'9"? Huge. So now we start getting clapped. You know what I'm saying? Yep. My other best friend, Elena Wolfer, which is the one you always see playing with us for TYE.
Yeah.
She, that's my son's godmother too. So big shout out to her. But she played on North Rockland, bro. She used to cook me. Do you hear me?
For real?
Yo, cook me. To the point where I used to come on the bench and hit the whole team with this right here. Like, I don't know what to do. Cook. Listen, I give the credit where it's due. You feel me?
She can ball though. She can ball.
Yo, if you ask me, she was the best out of all of us to ever come out of the county. Of my age, I won't speak for any other age of life because I only speak for what I've witnessed. Out of my age bracket, she's hands down the best point. Guard, just guard in general, point shooting, whatever you want from her. She's the best guard to come out of the county, bro. Hands down. She went professional. She wins. Once you go pro, you win. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, she played pro?
She got paid for what she loves. She's the best. That's it.
Where'd she play at?
She played for Portugal.
Oh, see, I need to get her on here too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bro, we well connected in this county. That's a fact.
That's what's up.
But yeah, she played pro for Portugal, so she used to dog us. No, it wasn't right. We thought she was a boy. I don't care. I hope she's watching. We thought she was a boy. Yo, she used to play so. I'm telling you, she played like a dude, bro. She was mad. She was bigger because she was a big guard. You're not used to that. We're not used to big guard.
Played guard in high school too.
Yo, okay. Too, because her 3, 4, and 5 was all 6 foot. She was this is not a joke. It's not made up. I'm telling you, I have footage. She had a girl named Mary Abrams. Mary was 6'2". Her 4, which is her power forward, Brianna Peterson, was 6 foot. Then she had Shaniqua Kelman. Yeah, okay. Then they had Shaniqua Kelman. Shaniqua was 5, I don't know, 5'8".
Yep.
They had, so she was a bona fide guard, and then they had a little rinky dink point guard just to be out there. But she was creme de la creme. So we go 9th, 10th, 11th grade year. She is taking me out. Every year I just knew damn, yo, we gotta play Elena. So then actually 10th grade year, I'm lying. She had went to Albertus.
Yeah.
She transferred to Albertus. I still ended up playing her. I don't know how, but we still ended up playing her. I was like, whatever. I got her good a few times, but she definitely won the game. So we're gonna give her that.
Okay, definitely.
So now my 11th grade year comes. Now we're projected as Ramapo High School. We're projected to take the chip next year.
Okay.
In high school sports. When has the last time people heard that was God knows how long. I was supposed to score 1,000 points. Supposed to pay attention. So 11th grade year comes around. We have a great season. My parents start talking about, we want to move. So I'm like, yo, this is dope. We about to move to a new house. As a black kid, you're like, we moving?
New house, boy.
This is amazing, great. So we start packing, we start looking. Now, my dad is the type of parent where he took me through the whole process, through the looking for the house, through the bank signings, through this, that. So right now, if I need to go buy a house, I'm not gonna say I remember every step, but I have an idea of what needs to be done. Yep. Right. So great teaching, Dad. Way to go. So now we start venturing outside of Spring Valley to look for houses, and I'm like, whoa.
What's going on?
What are you doing? Right. So now the newspaper gets wind of the fact that I'm leaving Ramapo. So now I had one dude that called me for all my articles, Jake Thomas. I don't even know if he still does articles. Jake
Wait,
Thomas,
how did they find that out?
bro, I have no idea. So they found out. Jake Thomas calls me. Hello, how are you? Yeah, they're working. Oh, I don't know. Give me 1 second, bro. Amala, come help this young lady, please. Yeah, so now we start venturing outside of the community and looking at stuff, and I'm like, where are we going? Like, why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Newspaper, Jake Thomas calls me like, Jamisha, I heard that you're moving to another community and da. So I'm like, yeah, but we don't know where yet. So now I start getting phone calls from people, and Clark's parents were calling my dad, like from my AAU softball team. Yo, Parker, you're moving. There's a house for sale by me. Da. When I played, we played against Mount Vernon. They were super nice when we played them. Taylor Palmer, she actually dates Jordan Lucas right now. He was on the Chiefs.
Yep.
She's my homegirl. She played for Mount Vernon. The coach from Mount Vernon's calling my dad, like, yo, I know some properties over here. Let me know if you need a real estate agent. Yeah. So my
You was
dad's
being
like, yo,
recruited.
I kid you not. If my dad comes downstairs right now, he'll tell you.
That's what they were doing. They were like, yo, pull up here.
Yo. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, me, I'm in 11th grade. I'm like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is crazy. So now my dad's like, well, we're going to North Rockland. So I'm like, whoa.
You're like, wait a minute, what?
Whoa, of all the options, that's where you want to go? Like, this is a team that's been crushing me by 20, 30 points for the last 2-3 years. I don't want to play for them. I got to go play against these girls who've been sent to sick me. Like, the coaches would be like, sick her. Like, just go foul her. Just get her mad. Punch her, kick her. I don't care what you got to do. I got to go play with these girls now. So I'm like, all right. Only good thing about it was the coach over there at the time, Becky Hammond, she was a friend of my parents. So I was like, whatever. That's the only good thing. I know I'm going to get my burn. I know Becky's going to make sure I'm good. Whatever. Man, time we signed the lease, they send us a notice in the mail that we got a new basketball coach. I'm like, what? Now we get a new coach. This man knows nothing about me, man. So now, first of all, I'm dealing with the fact that I'm even moving. I'm leaving girls that I played with since 4th grade.
And you were about to score 1,000.
So naturally, as a teenager, here comes the rebellious part of me because now I'm angry. Yes. How much is it? So just see where it says Groupon $40. Can you swipe it for me? The green, please. Thank you. So now, as a teenager, it's good. Now just hit $40 on there. You hit it? All right. So now, as a teenager, I start becoming rebellious. Now I'm mad. I'm angry. I don't want to talk. I start falling into a depression. I'm like, listen, this is the worst time of my life. It just went from being here to just wow. You know what I'm saying? My grandpa ended up passing away. We had lived in the house not even 30 days. The house caught on fire. I'm like, dude, like, what is this? This is terrible.
It's almost like a omen.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. So now I hate the house because the house caught on fire. Now I hate, this is before we even go into the school year. I'm going through all of this before my first year in North Rockland.
Wow.
So now I go into North Rockland and the kids, they're all like, oh, look at Ramapo. Look at Ramapo. My name wasn't Jamisha. My name was Ramapo. So now they're all pointing, look at Ramapo, look at Ramapo. So, I'm already coming in with the stigma. Like, she's from the hood. She want to fight. Blah, blah, blah. So, I just go in. I'm quiet. I only knew my friend Ashley, Coach Brown's daughter. So, she's holding me down. Like, nah, nobody's going to do nothing to you. You good. Just walk. You fine. Like, she's mediating and making sure I'm good. So now I start making friends. Now comes the basketball tryouts. This is probably one of the darkest times in my life because I love the game so much. And don't get surprised if you see a teardrop. But I went in and this guy, and I won't give his name because that's a little messed up because I really have a high dislike for him. So I don't want to do that to him.
Okay.
But it was a bad experience. He just did not like me. His whole objective was to crush me and break me down and make me feel like you are the black person that your skin says. Like, that was his goal.
He was a coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
And at this time of my life, I had never. I mean, I think we all have experienced blind racism, where you're being, and you don't even know. This was the
Yep.
first time in my life where it was like, bam,
In
like
your face.
here's
Mm-hmm.
racism at its finest. So naturally, I walk out the gym and I go to my dad's car and I'm like, yo, I quit. Like, I don't got to do this. I'm Jamisha Parker. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not thinking like, right, you're Jamisha Parker. Where you going? Because you need this to get the hell out of the hood. Like,
Yep.
so I'm thinking like any school's gonna want me. Like,
Yeah, you're young. You're
which,
not thinking correctly. Yeah.
exactly, which was a fact. But at the same time, no, that's not how school works. Like, you can't just boop boop boop. You can't be LeBron.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, so, my dad's like, you're not gonna quit. You're gonna go back in there. You're gonna finish that. You're gonna finish this season. You're gonna go out with a bang, and you're gonna do everything you're supposed to do. So I'm like, you're crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not going back inside. Well, guess what? If you don't go back inside, I'm gonna whip you with this belt that I have. So you make up your mind. Parker sounds like a great idea, Dad. I'm
Yep.
going right back
Mm-hmm.
inside.
Absolutely.
So I go inside and this guy takes out a bunch of bricks and he tells me to take the bricks and, crab all the way around the gym. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not a quitter. Forget it. I'm gonna just go. I'm crabbing around the gym. But then I realized I'm doing this for like a long time. Like, I don't want to put a time on it because I'm not for sure. But
Yeah.
I'm doing this for a long time and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So now we get further in the season and he's still trying the phonetics and all that. So now my teammates, they start getting fed up. So
Oh,
whenever he
okay.
would pick at me and he'd be like, yo, Parker, just go do this or go do that. Or say, for instance, he'd be like, yo, go run. 2 or 3 of them would trickle over and start running with me.
Okay.
So now everybody's starting to see like, yo, like, first of all, we need this girl. He's benching me because he knew I was trying to score 1,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
So he put me on the bench and made sure that I did not get to those 1,000 points. He monitored my points all season. He would go on the low HUD site and make sure that he would talk negatively about me against other guards, and he just made my life hell.
This was the coach of the team you were playing for.
And it got to the point where my assistant coach and the JV coach, because high school they allow the JV coach on the bench.
Yep.
My assistant and my JV coach were telling the head coach like, "Oh, what are you doing? Like, we're losing games, and you just got this maniac of a scorer on the bench.
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
No, because she has to earn it. And they're like, "Yo, like, this chip you have here, you gotta let it go.
Facts.
Like, you gotta let it go. We have a chance to make playoffs, and he did not care, bro. She's sitting right here. I got to I think it was 959 points. That was the last time I touched the court in high school. I was right there, and I mean, literally, I got those little bit of points in the games that I played. Like, my first game with them, was in a tournament. He benched me the whole first half. Second half, I had 20 points. It was in a consolation game. He let us get all the way to the consolation game, then wanted to play me. Mind you, we had a great chance of winning the tournament, but he had so much of a vendetta against me and so much to prove that it was just like whatever. So, at that point, like I said, it became very dark for me. I never thought about giving up on the sport. I did just consider how do I get away from this man? So I will say that. Like, I never said oh, my career is over because of him. Never. I just was like, yo, how am I gonna get away from this dude? Like, when is this season over? So the JV girls coach, she was the softball coach, the varsity softball coach, and her name is Jackie Denuzzo. That is my girl. I love her bad. She's all for the community. Just so everybody knows, if you ever need her, she's amazing. So I go into the softball season. She pulls me aside before the season even starts, and she says, Jamisha, I love you. Jamisha, you're a great athlete. I don't care about where you're from, how you got here. You're an asset to this team, and that's just it. So coming into the softball season, I was supposed to go straight into right field. Like, the whole team, as far as the girls, projected me to just oh, she's from Rampo. We're just going to stick her over there. She'll be good. We had tryouts. I went into center field, killed it, moved their center fielder right out the way. Like, yo, you got to go over here because that's what's going to help us win. Yeah. When I tell you the girls were amazing, they were like, yo, all right, if that's what's going to help us win, then we're all for it.
That's how it should be.
Softball was like night and day. And then my coach, she loved me. She adored me. And not because of my personality, but because of my athletic first. She respected it. And she knew, you are what's going to help the team win. Not you're going to make the team win. You're going to help us.
Yeah.
She never put me above anybody. She made us all feel loved. And we were an amazing team. Went to state. We ended up losing. But again, another experience that was so incredible that, it just was night and day.
Yep.
And it was just like, this is why I'm happy I didn't give up, because had I given up, she might have gotten a different image of me. Whereas, like, she's a quitter. We don't need her on the team. I seen that she couldn't stand through basketball season. How's she going to stand through me? She was a tough coach. I mean, she used to hit the ball at us so hard. You'd be like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, we on your team.
Yeah.
You start questioning yourself. But she made everything night and day. And, that experience became rough. When I transferred, I ended up losing a lot of scholarships. I was supposed to actually go to Shaw University in North Carolina. I wanted to go to the HBCU so bad. So I had an offer to Shaw University in North Carolina. Ended up losing the scholarship when I transferred because all my stats had dropped. So the coach is like, she's getting playing time, but she's not putting up numbers. But they don't know that the playing time I'm getting is like mess time. It's just
sabotage and all that.
like going there real quick so Taylor can get some water, and then we're taking you right back. You know what I mean? So I lost that. I had another. I was looking at St. Augustine's. And I think that was pretty much. I actually went to look at like a high school prep school at one point. They were only offering me like a half scholarship. So, we did our work. Unfortunately, it didn't fall all the way through for me. I did end up getting a full scholarship to Orange Community College, though. I got half softball, half basketball.
Nice.
I hope there's kids watching because this is a very important part of life. So I went away to college on my full scholarship. Obviously, it was a JUCO, so they didn't have any dorms at the time. I was living off campus. Great experience, terrible time. Again, I was coming fresh off a depression, not scoring 1,000 points. I still went D2, but I should definitely went D1 for sure. My stats spoke D1 all the way across the board. Rebound, assist, I was D1 proof.
Yeah.
Height wise, no, but listen, some of us made it happen. Ivory Latta did it. Who would say I couldn't?
I was gonna say, height don't really mean anything as long as you got the skill.
Not in girls basketball, it don't mean nothing.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So so now, I get there and the school year is going good. Basketball, we come out guns blazing. Like, my team was nice, yo. Like, the year before that, we had they had went to the championship. Okay. So we were projected to go back. So now I come out, I'm dogging, dogging, right? So my dad, they come into all the games, they've seen everything they're doing. When they leave, right? Mentally, when my parents left, I was checking out with them. My brain was going back to Rockland with them. My brain was not in Orange County. So they don't know I'm not going to class and I'm oversleeping and just taking advantage of doing all the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? So now, obviously, everything done in the dark comes to the light.
Yes, it caught up.
First semester is over. They're like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you have a 0 in like every class. I didn't have a 0, but it pretty much was a 0. You failed.
It was failing. Yeah.
They're like, yo, you got a 0 in every class, like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, not going to class. I don't want to be here. I mean, straight like that. I was like, oh, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't, like.
That's gangster. Oh, my God.
Because, I was mentally checked out. Like, that senior year had took so much mentally from me where it was just like, I was just going through the motions because I could.
Yeah.
Like.
And you were young, too, going through that.
I was very young. And I was dating. So, you got practice. That was an ugly face I just made. But you had practice. And, you think about my boyfriend was on the boys team. I'm over there trying to peek. Like, what's Cody doing? Like, just being a girl. So it's a lot of things played a factor. And I was just like, I'm ready to get out of here. Like, this is not what I want to do. And I left. I left the scholarship on the table. I left my career on the table. So I'm out. And
I feel you.
I don't regret it. As terrible as it sounds, I don't regret it. Because I just feel like maybe that just happy. No, I wasn't. That just wasn't my calling. It wasn't for me. I loved putting on that uniform. I definitely did, but like just the pressure behind going to class, behind putting on the uniform, I was like, I don't like that. Like, I'm sorry. I know, there comes a point in time in life where you got to push yourself, but again, I was young and I was just like, I'm not down to do that. And then again, I played collegiately for so long. And, when you play collegiately, and hear me, collegiately meaning elite, when you do that, it's like when you get that chance to say, yo, I want to take a break, you're going to take that break because when you're playing collegiately for so long, you can't take a break. You can't say, no, I'm not going to the Dyckman game today because this, or no, I'm not doing it today because you can't. So, as an adult, when you get that chance and you're like, yo, I'm done, it's like a party.
Yeah, refreshing.
Like, I'm done. Like, it's lit. I'm about to hit every party. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. And you're not thinking like, yo, in 5 years, I'm not going to have a degree. I could have still been playing ball, doing what I love, getting paid. And it might not have to be in the WNBA, but like I said, look, my friend Lena, she went to Portugal, got paid.
Yep.
So, you the long run benefits you don't think about at the time. But yeah, I mean, I finished up that year, and then I came back home, chilling, doing all the wrong things, running the block, smoking, drinking,
Yeah.
just doing teenage things. And then I tried to go back to school. At that point, I tried to stay right here. I tried RCC, hated it. I said, this is still not it. I wasted $2,000 on a semester, hated it. And then I tried again in like 2014. I went up like 6 hours away. I went up to Portland, Tompkins Portland Community College. And I mean, it was cool because I was on campus actually getting the experience I wanted. But that was the feeling I wanted in 2010 going into 2011, not 2014, where I'm completely an adult now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even interested in being around all these little kids. Because I'm on campus, yeah, but like I'm 21 at this point, and these kids are like coming out of high school.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, it was fun because it was like, yo, you the big girl because just you're older than everybody. But at the same time, it's like, this is weird. This is lame. Like, I'm lame. Like, you know what I'm saying? And again, I just withdrew. I was like, yo, this is not for me. So that's just kind of like how my school career went. And again, I don't feel bad about it. I'm not mad at myself for it. I just learned lessons. You know, it's never too late. Obviously, I'm back in school now, so it's never too late.
That's what's up.
But yeah, that's pretty much like my athletic career in a nutshell, man. Like,
I mean, that was a great story. I appreciated all that, for real. But now we have to get into your entrepreneurship that you've been handling while you're doing this interview. Like, I'm like, oh, found out. Look at her. Can y'all get? Thank you. I'm doing something here.
Yeah.
No. How did that all come together? Because you said your dad had a spot before, and then
so when my dad had the restaurant back in the day, it was on Bethune. My godfather's name is Mac. Everybody in Spring Valley knows my godfather's Mac. He had Mac's Friendly Barbershop. So the restaurant kind of was just converted at that. I don't think my dad named anything. I think it was just, Dad, what was the name of your first restaurant on Bethune? Oh, there you go. Mac's Friendly Restaurant. So my godfather had the barbershop, and then he had the restaurant. My dad was the head chef at the restaurant there. So I'm too young to remember any of that. I just remember it was in the back of my house. My dad used to be able to walk to work. So it was cool. I don't remember much though. So then as we got older, my dad was a corporate chef for like 30 years for like Whitson Food Service. So again, it was softball and then cooking at home. Like, so my man is well fed. If anybody was ever wondering why he's so skinny, that's because he chooses to be. Okay. Yeah. So so my pops came home all the time cooking and, yo, come here and do this, and this is how you hold your hand, and whatever. My dad's very hands-on. He wanted to show you everything. So we just kept doing that. My dad used to have catering 300-400 people doing it by himself out of our kitchen in the house. So now we moved from Spring Valley to over here. We got a bigger house over here. God bless my parents with a house on the water. They got 4 bedrooms. Nice little house.
Yeah, of course.
So now, Mom Dukes is like, listen, the bill is crazy. Like, look, okay. Black moms, they don't say too much. You just look, okay.
They just give you that look, and you know everything they saying. Yep.
This is what the bill is, and this is okay. Okay, all right. She hit on with that. He was like, all right. So then my older brother, which a lot of you guys know, Mr. 845 Tony, and that's my brother. My brother got into cooking because of my dad as well. He had his own clientele, cooking for people and doing amazing things. And I was working at Red Robin. I was a bartender. My brother was at Red Robin. Our other chef, Chris, was at Red Robin, and I was bartending, and I'm making buku money. I mean, I was killing the game, bro. So now, it came, and my dad's job, I think it was like almost time for them to they were shutting down or something like that. So now we're like, oh God, like Daddy's job is shutting down. He's been there for 30 years. I'm 29. He's been there my whole life.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Yo, like, this is crazy. Like, Daddy's job is shutting down, and my dad's fairly young. My dad's like 55. He's a baby still. Yeah, my dad's a baby. So, I'm looking. I grew up with my dad, literally. Like, I've literally grown up with my dad. So I'm like, seeing him go through this, but I'm just like, he's falling into a depression, and I'm just like, nah. I'm like, yo, like, why we don't just open our own restaurant? My dad's like, nah, my credit's shot. I can't do that. And da-da-da-da. and one negative led to a positive, and negative and a positive makes a positive, or something like that, right?
Two negatives make a positive. Yes.
Something like that. So here we are with those two negatives, because after that we kind of just was like, all right, let's go to the bank and see what they're talking about. Went to the, and again, another process he took me through from beginning to end. I mean, bank appointments, this, that. So
Yep.
we're hitting all these different banks and giving the best offers here and there, and then, we're looking for locations, which was the hardest thing in the world.
Yep.
We found one spot. We had started gutting the place out, and we realized that we didn't like something about it. So now we found this spot, and then there's no parking here, and it was just stipulations everywhere you went, and it was like, Jesus Christ, we're never gonna get this done. So now we were like, all right, let's put that on hold. Let's start working on the menu. We start working on the menu. Our menu, there's like a million items named after people in the family. So you got like my dad's on there, my mom, my daughter, my niece, my nephew. Everybody's got stuff on the menu. My brother. So we got in touch with that, and then we were like, all right, cool. So now we got a menu to run off of. Me personally, I don't even like barbecue, so I don't even know how I got so deep into this right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So we made the menu, and then we were like, all right, cool. Like a week went by, the bank calls, hey man, you guys got approved for everything. What? Oh snap! Let's sign some paperwork. And we signed the paperwork at the bank, signed the paperwork on here. Big Daddy's is open before you know it, and I mean, it happened literally in like 4 months, bro. Like,
but
literally.
Look how that worked out, though. Like, you guys were like, forget the location, let's work on this menu. Y'all worked on the menu, and then you get the call for the loan. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
It's lit. So I mean,
like it was meant to be.
We jumped into this not knowing anything. I mean, my dad obviously knows the corporate side of life and making sure businesses run properly and paperwork and yeah. But I mean, as far as owning something and first of all, taking pride in it, which is something that I teach my girls all the time at High Optic. Being prideful of what you do. So the first thing was to make sure that the whole staff had pride in wearing these stitched letters so beautifully on their chest. So. That was literally the first step, making sure that we all understood what the goal was, which is being prideful of what you have. Because when you're prideful of what you have, you're going to take care of it. You're going to make sure it's great and it runs perfectly. It's your baby.
That's a fact.
Because you don't want to represent something that's not good. So, we sat up and went down, got us all on the same page. What's the goals for the restaurant? What's this? What's that? And eventually we formed a plan. And I mean, because literally the business plan came after everything. I mean, I know a lot of people will tell you like, oh, you got to have a business plan.
Business plan first. Yep.
And we maybe had like 50% of the plan, and then the other 50% came as business continued to go. And I mean, it's working. So we've been here 4 years. Business has been amazing to us. It can always be better.
Of course.
So it's been amazing. And then as I'm here, I took a huge pay cut. I took a huge pay cut not being able to bartend because we don't have a bar.
No bar.
These last 4 years, besides making babies, I've been thinking about how I'm going to get back to the bar. So, I'm like, I'm here at the restaurant, and I've worked little other petty end jobs just to supplement income, obviously, because during the winter, we're very slow here. This is not going to supplement. So that's why sometimes you guys will see I'll be like an AT&T or a T-Mobile working. Got to make ends meet.
Of course.
So just sitting back and I'm thinking. So last summer, right before I got pregnant with my son, I went on Amazon. I was like, I'm gonna buy a little portable bar because I was getting unemployment. So I was getting all that stimulus money and stuff. So I'm like, I'm just sitting on money. So I'm like, on Amazon, I bought a portable bar. Now, initially when I bought it, it was just for like in the house, just like playing around with my boyfriend when his friends come over, because I love entertaining people. Love it. I'm mixing. They're like, yo, your drinks are great. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just start making drinks. So now I go back on Amazon and start purchasing packaging for the drinks. No business entitlement to what I'm doing. I'm just thinking like, yo, what's a quick way to make some change, because I got all this free money I'm getting. Let me try to stack up on it. So now I get the packaging, and then I get some more packaging, and then now I'm going to the store. I'm getting gallons of Henny and gallons of Patron, and last year my drinks took off. Like they just took off. I mean, I wasn't even making like drink. I was making frozen drinks, so it was like a headache. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna go through this headache, let me check out LegalZoom and see what they're talking about. So now I go on LegalZoom, and they was like, oh, I think it was like running like a special or something, and it was like, let's just say $200 for your LLC and this, that, and the third. So I'm like, oh, you can't beat that. The government just sent me $1,600 for free. I might as well just use whatever I need.
Facts.
I go on LegalZoom, I do all the paperwork, I put everything in, and I'm just like waiting. So now through this whole year, I've been just waiting. And I'll be honest with you, I completely forgot that I applied for my LLC because it took so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I made so many phone calls and this, that, and the third. July 7th of this year, they called me back. Everything is approved. You're a business owner. Your LLC is in the mail. And I was just like, wow, I'm really a business owner. Like, it still hasn't set in yet. I actually just got booked for my first event October 2nd, which I'm really excited about.
Okay.
But, you know, I literally was like, okay, now I really have to do work. Like, this is crazy.
Yep.
So now I go online and I start looking at other mobile bartending companies and, you know, how they handle business and their menus and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, wow, this is not as bad as I thought it would be. This is pretty easy money because everybody has a birthday every year. That's number one. Number two, we already own a restaurant. So, I mean, I have clientele just coming right to me because how many caterings do we book where people are like, oh, man, now I got to go find a bartender. And it's like, hold on.
I'm right here.
Big Daddy got paid for the food, okay?
Yep.
So now I need to get my coins.
Yep.
So, you know, I literally, bro, I'm the type of person where I just make things make sense to me. It makes sense for somebody to come in and book their catering with us and get bartending or server services because I offer servers as well. It's an entertainment LLC, so I'm 100% open to ideas. If anybody in the community has ideas, you're more than welcome to take them. But I'll be adding karaoke to it because a lot of people don't know that I sing. So, yeah, I offer the singing services. Dang, what happened? Excuse me. See what I have to deal with?
I see.
Yes. That's my little cousin. But yeah, so I offer singing. I offer karaoke. I'll be getting a karaoke machine actually. And then I offer servers and obviously bartending. I have a whole mobile bar that I'll be bringing with me. We'll be doing the glass rentals and everything. So it's exciting.
That's fire. So you're getting back into the bartending game now.
Watch out. Okay.
Hey now. There's nothing wrong
Easy
with
money,
that.
man.
Nothing wrong with that.
Money.
But let's talk about your coaching with High Optic.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's fun.
Because is this your first time coaching or have you like done it before a little bit with like someone you know?
So I coach the underdogs. So they don't really need coaching.
I was gonna say that's a little different. It's like you're more of the strategic advisor with the underdogs, top dogs.
Just make sure, right? Just overseeing the process.
Yep.
This is my first project as far as like a real let me help you in life coach and let me talk to some coaches and pull some strings. Yes, this is the first actual coaching gig that I have had. So shout out to Whittler, Kiana for making that happen for me.
Huge shout out to them.
Words, all great things. So yeah, this is my first gig with High Optic. The girls, love them to death. Girls are a task in itself. Speaking as one.
Yes.
They're a lot. What?
She said they're a lot. Oh man.
If they can't.
I gotta love the woman. She said they're a lot.
Yeah, but yes, they are just typical teenage girls. So it's just typical teenage problems. There's nothing that I haven't done or experienced or but you know, it's fun. It's fun. I missed out on nationals, which I hated that I couldn't go. It was a little bit too much of me. Obviously, I just had a son, so there's a lot going on with that. But it is a roller coaster of a ride. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's what's up.
And
because
it's chaotic, man.
You can be that person that you needed at that time when you were going through what you were going through. You know what I mean? You can be that.
Yeah.
You can be like, again, I've been through this.
With the girls, it's tough because naturally, as a woman, you have a tough exterior. So to let somebody in as another woman to come in and say, hey, do things like this or do it like that, it's not going to go too well.
Especially at that age.
Right. It was tough. It was tough. Sorry. It was tough. So, you come in and I came in guns blazing. I won't lie to you. Came in guns blazing. I came in very tough. Very.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you already know how it is.
very tough, very aggressive. So I came in and I just set the tone. Like, listen, I'm here. I'm not to be messed with. I'm not to be played with. I'm here to teach you the game. I'm here to love you as a person, as an athlete, and to let you know that this can be a great opportunity for you, especially right now, in the world, to get out of here, to be
Yes.
something and
Yes.
not be another shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like we all tell each other not to be.
Yep.
Some of them are, listen, realistically, some of them are going to be shoulda, woulda, couldas, and it's inevitable. It's a part of life.
Yes.
But our job is to just put our best foot forward. Like, I try my hardest not to paint an image for the kids where I feel like growing up, there was a lot of images painted for us where it's like, you are going to the league. No, you're not. So you have to find another option where if you don't go there, which there's a great chance you're not. We don't tell the kids the truth. The chance of making it is this big. The chance of making it is not this big. So,
No, it's not.
we have to stop giving them this window of, oh, you're going to be the greatest. No, be honest with them. The chance is this small. That's why you have to work hard.
Yep, very hard.
So, I kept it honest with them, and that's just the reality, the reality of the situation, which is the chance is not big. It's a very slim chance for you ladies right now. It's a little bigger than it used to be because now we're getting the funding because the NBA players are putting their feet down and saying what has to be done.
Yep.
So this is an opportunity, and this is a stage where they got to put on, and they, our girls they're far behind the 8 ball because, again, no feeder program. So, coming into a program where I'm dealing with young women who are thinking they're polished and they're ready, and you don't want to break anybody's morale, but I'm sorry. I grew up in an era where your morale has to be broken for you to understand that.
It has to be broken for you to get it right. Absolutely.
This is just where it's at. So I came in and I realized, like, after like the first 3 or 4 practices, I was like, I see they like to talk a lot. All right. Mm-hmm. Now I start suiting up. Now this is how I evolved again. Now I start suiting up. Now, mind you, I just had a C-section. My son will be 6 months this week, actually. So this is fresh off my C-section. I think my baby was like 2 or 3 months. So I'm like, one thing about me, I don't care how fat I get, how big this chest of mine get. I'm gonna put some shorts on and I'm gonna tell you, like, what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So they kept talking. Now I shoot over a text to my best friend, Elena, what are you doing? Where you at? Suit up. The girls are talking crazy. We gotta come outside because I can still play basketball. So
of course.
I teach the girls, like, live by what you say, because when you say something to a person like me or my friend, we're gonna suit up, and now you're gonna have to live by that.
You're gonna have to prove it. Yep.
And now, one thing led into another. Now we have girls scrimmaging. Now I got 5-on-5 going against my girls, and all I'm thinking is make them stronger, make them better mentally, physically, because they don't understand how far behind some of them are. And they don't understand that it doesn't take a whole year to catch up. It's just a matter of putting in that little 2 weeks sometimes could change a player. A week could change a player if you just put in the time. So it's more about, even right now, it's more about just getting to understand, put in the time. If you don't put in the time, you're never going to be what you think you're going to be, because it's all a dream.
Facts.
So it's a dream. If you don't put that process in to make that dream a reality, then you're just gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. So,
and I like how you came in demanding respect. Like, you weren't playing with them.
They're girls. You have to. They're gonna test you, bro. Like,
I was just about to say that, because I was like, how women can be. Like, just like, who's this?
I mean,
so you were like, I'm not even gonna give them that.
I'll be honest. I mean, the first practice was a little, like, whoa. But they gave me exactly what I was expecting. They gave me that respect, but some of them tested me.
Of course.
And, it's to the point where it's like, you can't get mad at them, because I did it too. So that's why I tried to explain to them, if there's anybody that's better to coach right now, it's me, because I was that at certain programs, I was uncoachable. Other programs, I knew my dad was going to be there. And then other programs, I just thought I could talk back and try to get away with it. So literally, I've been in every situation you could possibly think about when it comes to women's basketball. I've been on teams that sucked. I've been on teams that are great. I've been on teams with kids that have parent problems, couldn't have rides, and this, that, and third. Some of them sneaking to play. I've been there. Why?
And I feel that with that experience alone, that's what makes you a great coach. And I think that's why some of them listen to you the way they do.
Yeah, I mean, they're very loving. As any kid you coach, they just want to be loved.
Yeah,
they want to show you they're superior at certain times. They want to test your gangsta at other times. But they're a beautiful group of girls. They are, as much of a headache as they give me. They're a beautiful group of girls, and I appreciate them for the experience because they taught me a lot, obviously, as far as
Exactly.
coaching, and making sure that I'm on my P's and Q's because there was a lot I had to, change about myself as well, which is my profanity usage with them. And of course, we all know I wasn't cursing at the kids. You know what I'm saying? But again, the era I come from, which is like to them, it's like a Patrick Ewing era, where it's like
Yeah.
bong, bong, like
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh my god, like she cursed at us, or oh my god, she said this, and it's like, yeah, like
Yeah.
what's the problem? I'm like, but Wid had to put me aside, like, yo, Mish, we got to tone it down a little bit because some of these kids are not ready for that. They're not where we were, and you have to understand. There's no, I don't
That's
care.
dope.
They're gonna be
That was
like
good
this.
of Wood to catch that, to be like, yo,
Yeah.
they can't handle the shit that we went through. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, you know what? It's best that he did. It's his program, so
Yeah.
it's best that he did it. Someone else didn't come telling me. So
Yeah, you would have been like,
right. So it's just they're girls, man. It literally is like it's the girl.
Okay, you were talking about scrimmaging, so I have to bring up the experience, the history that you were a part of with the ladies All-Star Weekend. It was Trust Your Energy, Hurricanes, and Hoop Firm that came up, and then you had the Live Free VOH Day where you played your girls. So explain that entire experience because, like I said, y'all made history. Y'all probably might have jump started the VOH Ladies League with all that. So
That's the goal. That's the goal. So we started scrimmaging them. Now I started putting the bug in Wid's ear, and I'm like, yo, like, why don't we start like a high optics women's team and just put us in, different like women's leagues because I got girls. So then that snowballed. I mean, I don't know if you know, but I have been talking to Brett since we were in VOH over here in Haverhill when I was.
He told me like he's been trying to get it going
like,
for years. Yeah.
So I have been talking to him for some time. Like, yo, man, what's up? Help me out. Let me get some girls in here. What's going on, sweetie? How are you? Help me out. Let's get some girls in here, man. And come on, like. We could not gather no girls, man. But again, at my time, a lot of us were away because we took ball seriously. So a lot of us was at 4-year schools and all this stuff. So couldn't do it. So now, years go by. Me and my homegirl, Erica had linked up to start scrimmaging against my girls. And I was like, yo, like Erica and I actually started playing it out in the league in Jersey. So now we start going out to this league.
And Erica is the CEO of Trust Your Energy, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So her and I played against each other in high school too. But now she starts telling me about a league out in Jersey. So I'm like, yo, we're gonna play in the league. So now we get out to the league and these girls, we don't know nobody on the team. They don't know us. And I'm like, all right, cool. The first 2 games, I was like, all right, I was out of shape, so I didn't care. The third game, now I come down, the girl throw the ball right past me. I'm like, she know who I am. Like, what is she doing? Like, like nobody wants to pass me and Erica the ball. So I'm like, yo, like,
really?
Now, Erica, swear to God, Erica starts getting it. She's like, yo, I'm chucking. She starts chucking. She don't care. She's scoring. I'm not doing nothing. I'll be honest with you. I was trash.
Yeah.
I've played like 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just out there just trying to get my cardio together. I'm telling my boyfriend, like, yo, babe, come to the game, watch me play. He played at St. Joe's and he was very nice too. So he's looking like, don't ask me to come to no more of these games. You're bugging. Like, you're trash. Like, he's giving me the whole, like, you're trash.
He was keeping 100 with you.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, gotta get myself together here.
Yeah.
So then, I just kind of got fed up. I'm like, yo, why we keep gassing up to come an hour away? We got mad gyms right here in Rockland, mad people that can play. I got my girls, and what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I said, listen, we're gonna keep running against my girls until we have enough to do something. I'm gonna talk to Brad. We're gonna talk to Brad. So Erica and I started talking to Brad again. Wendy was like, yo, I got some girls too. So we're like, all right, cool. Let's make something happen. We have to make something happen. So now we're, for my girls' practice, we're just running against them. That's when Brett had said something about the All-Star game, whatever.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, let's go. We down. Let's put us down. We ready to go. So we set up the All-Star game. Now it was a bit of a confusion. Right?
Okay.
So Erica and I, we had got our whole team together, scouted everybody, doing all that good stuff. But we didn't know. Trust Your Energy did not know we had 2 games that day.
Oh,
so
okay.
Hope Firm got a hold on.
Okay. Okay.
You have to hold on. Because them with their little baby Larry Bird, because she was wilding, okay? The big girl, she was bugging.
Yo,
she is nice.
was Drano. I was like, yo, who is this? Yo, she was on fire.
Yeah. She's nice. She's nice. That whole team, they
put on the show.
Like they put on the show against the Tire Trust Your Energy. So hold on.
Of course. Don't worry. I had y'all back on the in the commentary. I was like, this is their second game. This is their second game. I made sure I had y'all back.
Because listen, if we would have known if we would have known we was playing 2 games, we probably wouldn't have given them all that energy in the first game. Because we went all out in that first game.
First game, yeah, that's facts.
We didn't know. Facts. So yeah, we have to catch hoop from on the next go around when we're doing something. You know, then we'll catch in the first game.
Yeah. Definitely.
But
because they have all the energy.
We were missing like 2 or 3 people, so we didn't have the, you know, we were missing like, because I'm not ready to go no full game, you know what I'm saying? We were missing this other guard, really good, Felicia, and Elena was off, like she's not usually off like that. I was off crazy, like it was, you know, whatever. We had fun.
Yeah, I mean that's what it was about, to showcase the ladies playing ball. You know what I mean? It didn't really matter who won or lost. I mean, I'm sure it mattered between the teams, but for someone like me, I was just happy to see the ladies on the court.
No, it mattered between Elena and Rochelle because they were ready to go to blows for a game for fun, which is great. They was out there.
You gotta appreciate the competitiveness, but girls, ladies.
Hey man, and listen, I love it. That's what it's about, and that's what I'm trying to get the girls to understand is that when you step on that court, we could be best friends as soon as we're done. While we're on that court, nobody is my friend.
Nah, all or nothing. Facts. Yep. That's
in shape, out of shape, any way you want to put it. And when we step on that court, I'm here to win. I don't care if I gotta foul you, whatever I have to do. I'm gonna win. So to see that, first of all, my friend Elena, she's so nice. So to see that come out of her again was like, yo, we're back.
yeah, of course. I
was like, yo, we're back because you're mad right now. She was like, no, I'm not mad, but she's acting like we're pressing. Like it's a game. We're pressing doesn't feel like it. So I'm like, she's back, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. Got to bring that intensity.
But it was awesome. And then the day of the Live Free Day.
Yep, Live Free VOH Day.
It was hot as God knows what. But that was a fun day, you know. My girls got
playing against your girls in front of all the people.
I don't know.
You don't know how you felt about that? Come on.
Nah, because if you was paying attention, I was like trying to coach.
No, I saw it. I was just about to bring it up because I think you were talking to Mill's daughter. Yeah. And she was getting upset with her teammates because they weren't moving. And you were like talking. I was like, I told you to take over when you don't. And I was like, look at me coaching her girls while she's playing. So I did peep that. Because,
you know, like I'm trying to get, especially her, because she reminds me not of myself as far as play, but position wise. Obviously, she would remind me of myself. But I tell her all the time, like, yo, you gotta have the mamba. Somebody's gotta have the mamba. Somebody's gotta want the ball. Somebody's gotta want to take that last shot. Somebody's gonna want to take every shot. You give that ball to Kobe, LeBron, anybody that's a dog, they're taking that shot.
They're taking that shot. I mean, absolutely.
I'm not saying don't pass, obviously, because that's
she's a point guard.
I'm saying be a mamba. Be a mamba. Like let's live for him right now. Let's do it for him. How about that?
Facts. Because, like you were saying, you were telling her from what I gathered, you were telling her, yo, if you see your teammates are not locked in and you're locked in, do what you got to do. And that's what I took from it. I was like, yo, that is great advice. Great advice.
I mean, because we teach these kids teamwork and this way. Yeah. That's all cute. My team is not going to college with me.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you get your assists, but you cap that number of assists. I'll take 6 or 7 assists a game. They're cool with that. I mean, if you want to have a great game and average 10, 12, go for it. But I'll take 5, 6 assists and 20 points. Thank you. You're a great point guard. We'll take you. Because, you know, a lot of them don't understand that different programs have a different design for what they want. Some programs love point guards. Others love bigs. Some love both.
Yep.
You know, you might fit into a program where somebody might not ever expect you to be, but because, you know, you could penetrate and dish, that's what they want from you.
That's what they want from you. Yep.
You know, you've got to give them a taste of everything. So me, I was a tenacious guard. Like, even now, like I'm slower, as way slower than I used to be. But you see, I still be attacking the basket.
Yep.
I don't want to shoot. I don't want to shoot.
Yep.
I want contact. I want to get to the line and then I'll take my shots, because now when I get to the line, I have 10 seconds to figure out if I can make this three when I go back down and run, because I just took 2 uncontested palm shots. You feel me? It's all the method to the madness. And yeah, like they have to understand that part of it. So that's what I was trying to explain to her in the game. Like, yo, take over, get to the basket. You'll slow the game down. You'll give yourself some time to. It's hot. You give yourself some time to recuperate. You'll give yourself some time to say, all right, let my team see that I'm trying to change the game, and you know, because it might spark somebody, you know. But like they just don't. A lot of them just don't understand the game right now. So that's what we're trying to teach them is, you know, understanding the game and working off the court.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, High Optic is doing a great job. You guys take them everywhere. Like I said, I seen you coaching them while you was playing with them. So that's a complete vibe. Huge shout out to the whole High Optic program. One last question, because I had you on here for over an hour, but it was great. Trust me, I enjoyed every minute of it. My last question to you is, though, because you run the restaurant, right? Big Daddy's Home Plate, barbecue. Can't forget that part. You mentioned you're a parent, and you're also, I don't even know how to call this because you're playing and coaching. You have a basketball life, right? So how do you juggle all of that? Because that's a lot.
Honestly, man, I don't. Well, I'm an entrepreneur twice, and I'm back in college.
Oh, see, so, I forgot about school. Yes, you're back in school too. Wow.
I mean, I don't know right now, and I'm being completely honest. I don't know. I think I kind of am just being prideful of my complexion, and I'm gonna let that speak for itself, because there's just so much that I have to do. It's not what I want to do anymore. It's something that has to be done. So it's about, when there's 24 hours in a day, I have to find 25.
Yeah.
Obviously, because between 2 kids right there, you know, my daughter's father's incarcerated, so it's just me and her in the long run. And then obviously my boyfriend is involved, and he's an amazing father to both my children. But dealing with just, you know, her in itself, because of her situation, is an emotional drain. It's a physical drain, because there's a lot with that. And then on top of that, trying to incorporate her and my son, and loving, and you guys are brother and sister, be nice, and you know, accept your brother, because I know this is all new to you, because you know she lost her dad and she lost a lot. So that the 2 of them in itself take up 12 hours just between daycare and getting them right. And then while they're at daycare, I come here to the restaurant and I work. And when I'm here, I'm pretty much managing both my businesses. So which is here. And I do whatever I need to do for Paradise Delights while I'm here. But, you know, with all this technology, you can do stuff on the go. So that helps out a lot.
Yes.
So I do that. And then as far as school, I'm only taking 2 classes a semester. Thank God for online schooling. So for anybody who has parents or family that work in a union, just so you know, you can go to college for free. I'm going for free because my mom is a union worker. So
that's a gem.
Right. That's like, why not take advantage of it?
Yep.
So I'm only taking 2 classes a semester, which are really good. I'm majoring in business and marketing, obviously.
Of course.
So 2 classes, and I'm just gonna knock those out at night. Like, you know, it's just about being organized, man. You put the kids on the schedule, you stick to it. As long as I have, like, the restaurant closes at 8, so you know that gives me an hour to get home and get the kids to sleep. Literally, they got to be down by 9 o'clock. So, you know, now that we're getting on a schedule, my boyfriend has a pretty good schedule. He works as a mailman, so he gets home, you know, good hours.
Yep.
But, you know, everything hasn't really clicked yet where, you know, my business itself, Paradise Lights, is picking up. So I'm sure once that starts clicking, we might have to have another sit down. And then I'll probably tell you then how I'm managing it.
Yeah, of course.
But my launch party for Paradise Delights will be September 18th. So I do want to promote that while I'm here. Make sure we get everybody there. Yeah, we're going.
Wait, where's this going to be
at? We're going to do it at the Garnival Art Center, which I'm sure everybody knows. Crystal.
Yes, I know where that is.
So
that's why I'm actually for my visuals.
I was gonna say, if you want to pull up and do some streaming, we can talk about it. I have all small Black vendors that'll be there.
Okay, that's what's up. We got to pull up. Then.
Yeah, we're doing a Hollywood theme, so everybody will have little pictures when they come in on the red carpet, and I'm gonna do it nice, man. You know, and I just hope everybody can come out, show some love, try to support.
September 18th, you said, right?
September 18th. I'll send you all over the info, of course.
Yes. so we can post that. We got you.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Like I said, I just got my first booking today, so it's going up. We're going up.
Yeah, man. I mean, thank you for pulling up. You were an amazing guest. You got to tell your story. Great story.
Thank you.
And I believe they're going to post this on the page either later today or tomorrow, so you can share it with everybody that you know, all your supporters and all that good stuff. Few people pulled up, said hello, said what's up. There you go. We got some flames right there.
Word, Shaniqua.
Yep, K-Boy was in the building. Of course, the commissioner was in the building. So, I mean, this was a vibe, man. Truly appreciate you pulling up. Thank you so much, Mish. You got anyone you want to shout out?
Of course, Big Daddy first.
Of course.
My cousins, Joe the General, Karen here, Vervelle, Hood. Who else I want to say? Obviously, High Optic, making me part of who I am, the underdogs. I mean,
top dogs.
Top dogs. Yeah. Kwame was a big part of my basketball success, so you want to give a shout out to Kwame. Tavon, I used to play him one-on-one all the time, so I got to give him a little bit of credit.
Yeah, yes.
But yeah, man, those are my top dogs right there. Everybody I just named is top dogs. Tony Wooten.
Yes.
Played a big part of my life. Obviously, Coach Brown. So I actually have a tattoo dedicated to Coach Brown on the back of my neck. So it's real
shout out to Dennis Brown, man. Big shout out to Dennis Brown, man.
Word.
But thank you for pulling up, Mish.
No doubt.
That is the end of this show. Almost an hour and a half of good content. They got the Coach Jamisha Parker story, and I'm glad I was able to conduct it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, man.
You already know. I'll probably send you the link when it's live on YouTube, so you have that and send it to your people. You know.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
All right. You take care.
All right.
All right.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. What a show, y'all. Jamisha, her story was great. I had to get her back on here because we had her for the radio show, but we didn't get any. I don't know if it was recorded or not. So I was like, you know what? Since we got this Never Tuck Your Town TV thing going on, I'm going to bring her on. And I do not regret it at all. Man, what an episode. She came through, told her story, complete vibe. Hopefully it inspired some of you ladies that support her. Listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. She's been there, done that. You know what I mean? Huge shout out to Jamisha Parker. Huge shout out to High Optic Basketball. Huge shout out to Big Daddy's Home Plate Barbecue. I'm Brother DSP. I'm heading out of here. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. Stay dry. It's pouring out there. Stay in. Thank y'all for watching. I'm getting out of here. Oh, wait. Got to play the commercials. Then I'm out of here. Peace.
You have the desire to be more? Then More Apparel is the apparel company for you. We believe that more comfort, more quality, and more passion will inspire you to do more for yourself, for your family, and most importantly, your community. Visit our website at www.morapparelus.com to get active today. And remember, it's MOR. Leave off the E for excuses.
Welcome to the Blast Podcast, created and hosted by your friendly neighborhood media personality, me, DSP. I am the voice of Rockland County, New York's art culture, and this platform is the epicenter of said culture. I sit down with many artists, producers, entrepreneurs, among other creatives, and get them to open up to our listeners so they get to know them better. If I'm not doing that, I'm covering current events and reacting to them. Once again, welcome to your new favorite podcast, the Blast Podcast.
Last Life Gaming Network is an over-the-top platform catering to the gamer, with hours of content at your disposal upon launch date. The LLGN will provide you with top-notch entertainment in the gaming world, with original shows such as Collections, Co-op Interview, and GUI Gaming Under the Influence, as well as highlights of Twitch and Mixer live streams. The network will have you chomping at the bits for content. Add on a live stream schedule and streams that will be interactive. There will be countless reasons for you, the viewer, to be invested in.